action.
Oh,
Got it.
Got it. Let's
Got
hit the
it.
got it.
Get it? Got it? Good.
Oh, look at Mark. He upstaged us again.
Oh my gosh, Mark. That is amazing.
Mark is a genius.
We
Yeah,
need
truly.
Let me see. Am I verbal? Can you hear me?
Yes.
you're
You are.
You guys look great.
Thank you. So do you.
You too, Bob.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Hi, Bob. Very nice to meet you. Thank you so much for having us.
Oh, sure. Nice to meet you too.
Bob, where are you located today?
I'm in Petaluma, California.
Okay.
Otherwise known as wine country, but kind of the poor relation of wine country.
Yeah, well, it's extremely expensive compared to where we live, so you're
I'm
off.
not saying it's not expensive, but when people say wine country, they think of Napa.
Right, exactly. Well, you can lie.
I do.
Yeah, exactly.
I say wine country. I'm lying right now. So
Absolutely, and you're good at it. So the only honest person in the room is Mark.
oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, check out my real estate license.
Yeah.
What's that tell you?
I did. I don't know how anybody could survive with that many violations and still be working in the business.
Is this
Guess what I just got from the state of California Real Estate Board?
I don't know, Mark. Tell us. What did you get?
I turned 70. I never have to take a real estate exam again.
Wow.
And what about your driver's test? Are they going to do the same with that?
They took my license.
Okay. Well, at least the government
The
is not
first
making
good thing I've heard about.
I have to Uber property showings.
That's
Is
the
this
first good
real?
thing I've heard out of your mouth about aging.
And how would you like to begin this process? I think at some point, Bob, you or I should do an intro like welcome to and blah, blah, blah.
Why don't you do that? I'm going to duck and get my coffee out of the microwave, and why don't you do the introduction?
Okay.
I'll wait till you get back because a blank screen might confuse our massive audience.
Oh, it wouldn't be a black screen. It's only going to show somebody who's talking.
Oh, okay.
And then he's recording this so he can edit it later too, to just show the people who are talking.
And as we know in filmmaking, editing is everything.
That's right. From out of quantity comes quality. Okay, Mark.
Quit using my lines.
That's right.
Do you realize there's a mirror behind you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we wanted you to see our bald spots.
My bald spot's bigger than yours.
I know. That's
My hair's thinning faster than an anorexic working in a meth lab.
write that one down.
That's original material, Jim. Didn't even have to lift it.
That is
Really?
amazing.
Really? Okay. Wow.
That is gold.
I am jealous.
Hang on to that.
Fortunately, you have hair.
Yeah, I know.
Hair today got to. Well, how do you know that this is real? This could have been stolen off of William Shatner when he was sleeping.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime. Countdown, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Olden in the Way. Here, we're going to start it again.
I knew that was going to happen.
Take two.
Should have done it while you were getting the coffee.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Olden Way. Oh, God, golly. Let me get past this and we'll be fine. Third try. Last time.
Are you telling me you want to change the name, Mark?
I think
Olden in the Way podcast.
Okay, now get it right.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Olden in the Way podcast starring Bob Heyman and Mark Lomas. Bob, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you, Mark?
Good. We're going to introduce our guests today, Bunny Stewart and Jim Meyer, filmmaker and actress, but not in that order. So, Jim, we're here to promote your film Soul Cage. As you might see from behind me, we have up the poster for your movie.
I'm
we're
so
here
glad
to
take
hope
it
that
back
you-
to the mail.
That is amazing.
And we're here to hope that you will be shamelessly hawking your film.
I'm always shamelessly hawking. This time it'll be just the film, nothing else.
So if you and Bunny could give our audience some idea about the film, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, Bunny, what is this film about? Tell us.
Well, this is an action-packed feature film starring the best actors in Northern California, Grandmaster Robert Parham dear friends whose name I just forgot. Kirby Delaney, who is the brick breaking champion of the world, right?
Absolutely. And she could actually pull your spine out of your back without you even knowing it until you're, on the floor, not able to stand. But she's incredible.
She promises she won't do that when you come to the premiere on July 30th.
Yeah, so this is sort of a mob Rocky movie. So I guess you'd call it a Maki movie. There you go. And so we're gonna have a premiere of this movie July 30th. We also have a gentleman named Eric Roberts in it.
You might know him.
You guys familiar with Mr. Eric Roberts?
A big name. How
Yeah.
did you recruit him?
Well, our director, Robert Parham, got a hold of Eric Roberts' phone number somehow. And I talked to, Eric doesn't book anything. It's his wife, Eliza, who does it. They get a dozen calls every day, a dozen offers. And somehow, me being the master negotiator, Mark taught me everything that he knows about negotiation and selling real estate. And so I used those skills from Mark to make a deal with Eliza. And we got Eric to drive up here and be a part of our movie.
He flew
That's
in.
awesome. That's awesome.
Did I say drive? Fly.
said
Yeah.
drive,
And Robert Parham, the director, is calling right now.
Oh.
It could be an emergency.
Oh.
Anyway, but go ahead. Do you want us to put him on the phone?
Well, he's
I'm-
actually dropping off the complete edition of the completely edited film Soul Cage to IMAX right now. Do you need to get that?
It's too late. We can't get it. We don't take calls while we're doing an interview with Bob Heyman.
Because you're professionals.
We've never been accused of being professionals again, and we're not ready to start now.
Thank you. Bob, do you have any questions?
Yeah, tell us what the movie's about.
Okay, so the movie is about a young woman who is a martial artist, and her dream is to get to the top and to get into this thing called the Soul Cage and win the big award. But her mother is murdered savagely. And so does she keep training like Rocky would and forget about her mom? Or does she stop and quit and do nothing? Also, her father, played by Jim Meyer, happens to be accused of murdering her mother. So there's a lot to chew on there, as they say on TV, a lot to unpack. And I think you're going to enjoy. It's 90 minutes of excitement with a few laughs, right?
Oh,
And then
definitely.
Bunny here plays my psychiatrist, so which I really need. Yes,
He really
exactly.
needs it. He
Yeah.
really does.
I
My
need
goodness.
somebody who can listen to my problems and prescribe drugs at the same time.
Now more than ever. So, and how did the project evolve? How did it start?
Okay, so Kirby was telling us about how she likes to break bricks with her hands, and she used to do it with her head, but she promised her mom she wouldn't do it, which is probably a good thing. So she could do in 3 minutes, she could do 150 bricks. And so she's done that out in the open. So she kind of likes the publicity. And then so she'd been in our other movie called Jackson Bolt with Fred the Hammer Williamson. She was in there for like 10 seconds. And I love the way she kicked a guy in the head. And so I said, we got to put her in an entire movie. So, I wrote a script. It was the longest 2 days of my life. And then we got her to be in our movie. And so she's basically our star. And I want to do something a little bit different because everybody has, the same thing regurgitated all over again. We decided to regurgitate things a little bit different.
That's a good way to put it.
Thank
So
you.
they went off sheet for the casting for Kirby. She's not your typical leading lady. She is a really kick butt, true martial artist.
And looking at the picture behind me, she looks pretty intense.
Yeah. And Mark is coming up for the premiere, and he's gonna be sitting next to Kirby. So
Cool. Send a limo. I'm there.
Okay.
You're a brave man, Mark.
And Bob,
And Bob, let me share something with Bob. When I met Jim early in his filmmaking career, his goal was to become the next Ed Wood. Are you familiar with the filmmaker Ed Wood?
Oh, sure. Wow.
And I think you were taking it to another level. In fact, most of your films are in color.
Most of them. And I think I've lived a year longer than it. So, you know, I'm firing on all cylinders right now. So
You're carrying the torch.
I am totally carrying the torch and
You're,
proud of it.
you're doubly ahead of Ed. So.
Absolutely. And so maybe when they make a movie about me, we will get Johnny Depp to play me also. Who knows? Could
And
happen.
I already know who's going to play his ex-wife.
Very good. Awesome. So we are excited. So what we're trying to do is get shamelessly plug our film and fill the seats. The last time we looked, we had a few empty seats, and we would love to get 200 or 300 more people to buy tickets, and we'd be very, very happy.
And how would they do that?
We have a link that we can share. Bob, do you have the link by any chance, or because I don't know about this whole internet thing?
Why don't you, can you recite the link?
Yeah, it's www. And then I kind of lose it after that. It's at the IMAX theater in Sacramento. It's the Esquire IMAX, and 6:30 p.m. On Saturday the 30th and 8:45. And then in the middle, we're going to have a red carpet. Now, we're so cheap that we didn't pay for the lobby for the red carpet. So they're only letting us do it between the two movies, which saves us a bundle. And so Bunny is bringing a carpet. She's going to roll it out, and we're going to walk down. And then they say they will fine us if we're 1 minute late with our second presentation of the movie.
Boy,
So it's going to be a lot of fun.
I didn't know you had to bring your own red carpet and pay for the space. That's
Well, we also make money off every ticket, so don't feel too sorry for us.
there you go.
We are capitalists.
So will it also be available since we have a far-flung audience streaming besides people who can get to Sacramento?
Yeah, we are talking a Tubi TV show, so it should be on there pretty quickly. But nobody is going to enjoy it as much as they will on the 30th when they get to see Bunny in person, and she's going to be signing autographs. She's got the poster, just like the one that Mark has, and then she's got her little silver Sharpies. So she's going to be signing like crazy right until we get fined for being late until the next showing.
Will there be a kissing booth?
Mark, that's why I invited you. That's your specialty, I know.
I'll get my chapstick out.
Okay, good.
I thought we were trying to get people to come, not stay away.
Thank you, Bob Heyman.
I am going to guess that Mark might not be driving up from Santa Barbara, but if we show this, once we show it in LA, then Mark is going to run out of excuses. He's going to bring his kissing booth, which he actually has it on the back of his truck. He's got a Ford Bronco, and attached to it, he has the Mark Lomas kissing booth. It's kind of embarrassing.
You should really get a van for that.
Yeah.
Welcome to improvisational comedy.
That's a picture of all Mark's open houses.
We're actually going to tour the country with Mark and his van. So that's all I got to say about that.
The
So
5-0
Bob,
can't wait.
that's amen. So Bob, more questions. What's going on?
Yeah, what's your history before this movie? We talked about at least one other movie, but how many movies have you made?
Well, we've lost count because I've been taking a lot of medication to forget the movies I've made, and Mark, unfortunately, every year on Memorial Day, he reminds me of one that we made a while ago. That was one of the worst movies ever made, and he and I were in it, and I wrote that one. I took, I think, 3 days to write, and Mark was pretty much the star of it, and we were famous for 15 minutes. But if you go back just in the last few years, we just did a movie called Jackson Bolt, which starred Fred the Hammer Williamson, and before that, Predatory Lender, starring me, where I played a guy who refinances your house and murders you, but not in that. Yeah, no, in that order, right? Yeah. Because you can't notarize a dead person's signature. Well, actually, back in '08, you could. So,
So
good question.
and if somebody looks you up in IMDb, he could find out about all these?
They could, yeah, I'm James E. Meyer, because there's just way too many Jim Meyer. So James E. Meyer on IMDb. And yeah, you can find most of my stuff for free in the bargain bin somewhere. So Soul Cage is not available yet, but Jackson Bolt, I have a small part in my friend Robert's movie Mad as Hell. And then he's got Snow Black, which is a lot of his movies are like geared towards the blaxploitation audience, which I'm usually the white guy that gets killed on.
He's also a very good villain. If you
Yes.
want to see how to play a bad guy, you need to watch this guy. You'll wind up hating him by the end of the film.
Oh, neat. And Bunny,
And she says that with a smile.
and Bunny,
Bunny, can you share how you prepared for a psychiatrist role?
Oh yeah, I researched, and these Eric Roberts was one of my patients. Jim Meyer was one of my patients. Their characters were on this film, and they gave me a lot to work with. So
Right.
the material just, was very natural, very easy.
It's
They
easy-
obviously needed so much help.
It's easy to work with psychosis. So Bob, what were you going to ask Bunny a second
I was
ago?
going to ask Bunny, what your other film credits are before this.
Oh, thank you so much. Let's see. So I'm on IMDb as well, and I was in Predatory Lender, Soul Cage, and
Under the Palm Tree.
Under the
And Jackson Bolt.
and Jackson Bowl, Under the Palm Tree, that just came out. That was actually showing at the Las Vegas Film Awards, where Soul Cage was premiering at the Las Vegas Film Awards, where Eric Roberts and Kirby won awards.
Yeah, so last year we went to Vegas and to see Soul Cage, and it wasn't edited properly yet. It was just a rough cut, but somehow Eric Roberts got the award for Best Actor. And Bunny's looking at the posters, and all of a sudden she sees the poster for another movie she's in, Under the Palm Tree, directed by somebody else, and I'm not jealous. And she's, oh my God, two of my movies are here in Vegas being shown at a festival. So she's getting to be quite the famous person.
Oh, that is so cool.
Thank you so much. So yeah, I have a lot more, you can look them up on IMDb, and it's just a constant adventure.
Yeah,
going
she
from
steps
one role.
outside and somebody says, Bunny, can you be in my movie? And she always says yes. So it's amazing.
You're a lucky man.
There you go. Well, no, nobody says that to me. I roll out my front door and people say, why are you out here? It's dangerous. But anyway, that's all I got to say about that.
Okay.
Did you have
Go ahead.
to audition for any of these parts,
Me?
Bunny? Yeah.
I did, yeah. In fact, the first audition that I was going to, I was on a rush and I got into a car accident and broke my rib.
Oh my God.
And it was an audition to play a boxer in Predatory Lender. So these guys are so wonderful, and that's what I like so much about the independent film community is they actually waited for me to heal. So a month after my rib was broken, I was in the ring playing a boxer.
Wow.
And who was the person you were boxing?
I was boxing my friend Heather Renee. She was a Playboy centerfold.
And yeah, so we only have blonde actresses in our movie. And no.
No, you don't.
No,
He's
I'm
just saying
just
that.
kidding.
Don't listen.
Yeah, we usually don't give people a 30-day period to heal when they
No.
break their ribs.
No.
Usually we cut them off, but
Yeah.
and that was the first time that I don't think I'd ever met you at that time, right?
I don't know.
Let's just keep the story going that way. And so we had two female characters that were supposed to be mistaken for each other, and my character goes and murders the wrong one or something like that. And so we said, who are we to give more of the dialogue to? Heather Renee Smith from Playboy magazine or Bunny Stewart from Elk Grove, California?
Oh, get out of here.
And we decided to say, okay, let's give Bunny the bigger, more, I don't want to say important, the more important role. And we've been working with her ever since. So we're very, very fortunate to have her.
Oh, you know what? I'm a makeup artist as well. So I do a lot of makeup artistry for different sets. And a lot of times I wind up doing the makeup on the people that I have a scene with. It's just fabulous. It makes for wonderful chemistry.
And here's another story is that we knew that when she was doing makeup on Jackson Bolt, we said we might use you as an extra. And she's all, well, I can't be an extra. I'm in other scenes. So she built a mustache and a little goatee for herself.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And then here's how the story gets crazy is that you're familiar with Facebook, how they create emojis for you?
Yeah.
Or what, is that what they call them?
Yep.
They created a little emoji for her with a goatee on it.
I actually created that myself.
Emojis or avatars?
Yes.
Avatar. See?
Avatar, Bob. Good
See,
job.
Bob, you're familiar.
He's on it.
Yeah, I'm not in the 20th century yet. So.
But you know what was so funny is I walked right past Vert Wright, who was the director of photography for that movie, and I said, "Sup?" And I was wearing a police officer with my mustache and and he did not recognize me.
Well, he thinks all white chicks look the same, so it's okay.
There you go. So you murdered the wrong one. I hate it when that happens.
Bob, you know what? I'm glad that you feel my pain because it's not the first time it's happened.
Well, that's why you have to see a therapist.
Yeah, he's villainous, but he's not a very smart villain.
No, I'm one of the dumbest villains in the world.
Just kidding.
You have another project that you're trying to birth and raise money for. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, thank you, Mark. I appreciate you reminding us about that. There's a movie called, what's it called? The Obstacle. And what we're doing is we're creating a little sizzle reel using a guy, Diego, who filmed, what do you call it? Commercials with Spike Lee and Honda or Acura, whatever. Big, huge commercials. So this guy spent his time, he drove up and he made this sizzle reel for us, and it's just unbelievable. It looks like not to say that Soul Cage doesn't look like a real movie, but basically it's a real movie on steroids because it's the best thing we've ever done. It's unbelievable. It's beautiful, and we're going to use it to raise money to make a feature film that looks like we spent $10 million. Instead of Soul Cage, which only looks like we spent $1 million. So
will you be doing GoFundMe or Indiegogo or something where people can participate, or just going to the big money?
We're gonna go not online with the GoFundMe and all of that to start off with. We're gonna go and just privately send this link to some people who have money, who like to invest, especially because all the female characters are three-dimensional. They're written very well by me and two other co-writers, Leanne Johnson and William James Campbell III. So the three of us did this with the idea in mind that the female characters wouldn't be just strippers and prostitutes and all of that. They have regular jobs, they have regular thought, and then Bunny is like the best friend of the main character, and their personalities are completely different. So many times you see a movie or TV show where you say, well, that character is exactly the same as that character. These characters are all completely different. So I think that's what's going to sell to people who want to see something with a story, with real characters.
And a strong female lead.
And a strong female lead and some vicious murder also. So
yeah.
There you go. So thank you for bringing that up, Mark.
Does the right person get murdered or?
Never.
Never.
The ending is so horrific that you would say, Jim, why were you on my show?
Never.
Yeah. No, it'd be actually worse than my honeymoon. So Mark was there for my not the honeymoon. Nobody was there for that. Mark was there when I got married. No, I only got to see it on video. But Mark,
can I share something with Bob?
Yes.
Jim and I had a phone conversation a few weeks ago. We're not sure if I was his best man or not.
Yeah, exactly. I was just for the sake of this.
And I think of Jim's wedding, I think memories, and we're all drawing blanks.
So you were both impaired.
Yeah, cocaine is a hell of a drug, right?
Exactly.
Just kidding.
Yeah, at 11 o'clock in the morning and at the Civic Center in Sacramento.
It's the best
It
time.
was actually Fairfield, but who's paying attention?
Close enough.
Yeah, Mark.
At that time, I probably only had 3 friends in the world, so all of them were my best men. Now I have like 4 friends, so that's why I don't talk to Mark anymore. I really don't need him. But it was a great day. What was that, 25 years ago? And yes, that's all I got to say about
You
that.
could only remember it.
No, I don't. We've got pictures that I'm trying to lose.
Okay. Mark, do you have any other questions for our guests?
No, do you want to say anything in conclusion, Bunny, Jim, as we wrap this up, and you want to get in one last PR pitch for your film?
I think let's let Bunny take us.
Bunny, you're on.
Oh, thank
You
you.
get to wrap it up.
Well, Mark and Bob, thank you so much for having us on your show. It's been such a pleasure. And I just want to reiterate that we will include the link of where you can buy your tickets at the Esquire IMAX in Sacramento, July 30th, with 2 different showings, one at 6:30 with a red carpet in between. And then the next showing is at 8:45. We will all be there for pictures, and we cannot wait for you to join us on this fantastic romp of an action feature film starring Eric Roberts, Vernon Wells, James Myers, Kirby Delaney, Robert Parham, and myself. I play a psychiatrist. So please, we'll see you on July 30th. Be there or be square.
That's exactly what I was going to say. So I'm glad
I
you
see you were. Congratulations, guys, and thank you so much for being on.
Bob and Mark, thank you very much. We really appreciate you, and good luck with the show. It's pretty awesome.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.